This video will feature gameplay from the Halo Infinite July technical preview while I give my thoughts and feedback on the game. So it should give you all an idea of my impression of Halo Infinite so far, and if you happen to be a 343 dev working on the game, then this will hopefully be valuable feedback. First, the positives, and then I'll get into the constructive criticism. So the game feels pretty good to play. I had to tweak a few settings before it felt right, like inner dead zones all the way down to 0, acceleration up to 3, sensitivity up to 7, field of view at 120, no camera shake or motion blur, and a couple other options, but after that it felt pretty great. And kudos for having all of these options available straight away. The buttons mapping for the controller was really great so that I could have it all just how I wanted it without remapping buttons on the Elite controller, which definitely messes with me when I'm outside of a game like scrolling through menus. I also like that there is still sprint and slide as well as clambering, but there's no dodge. I felt like dodge in Halo 5 kind of made things a little bit too complicated. So overall, movement feels really good, the battle rifle feels great to use. Also, from everything I heard, the music is in a really good spot. Another thing I want to point out, which is really good, is the weapon spawn system. These spawners hold weapons of different types, such as a precision weapon, power weapon, or close quarters weapon, but the specific weapon held can vary across matches. So in one match, the power weapon spawn might have a sniper, but in the other, it will have a skewer. The close quarters spawn varied between the Bulldog and the Heatwave, and the precision weapon spawns varied between the BR and the Commando. Also, the only mode available at the moment is Bot Slayer, and the bots were surprisingly good at throwing grenades and didn't feel like they were cheating in any noticeable way. I'm not too much of a fan of bots in any game, but so long as the bots are in their own playlist, I think that's okay, and these bots are relatively good compared to the bots in most games. Okay, now on to the constructive criticism. I usually like a little bit of vibration for the tactile feedback, but it was so overwhelmingly strong that I just turned it off altogether. A vibration intensity slider would be greatly appreciated. Also, I'm not a fan of weapon skins being for individual weapons. I think if you buy a weapon skin, you should just be able to apply it to all weapons. And also, any type of animated weapon or armor coatings would be very cool. Another quality of life change would be the ability to preview AI voices when picking them, instead of having to wait until I'm in game to hear it. The commando gun seemed really strong, but I do like it. In comparison, the pistol was relatively weak, and another gun that felt pretty weak was the Heatwave. Something else I'm not a fan of is the upcoming challenges system, or challenges being locked behind completing other challenges. And I'm mainly talking about the capstone challenge system, where it requires you to complete all weekly challenges before you can start progressing in that capstone challenge. Another thing I don't really like is how the challenge swap tokens are purchasable in the item shop and are part of the battle pass. I'd prefer these just be doled out on a daily basis. Something else I noticed is that it seems like XP, at least towards the battle pass, is only earned from challenges, and hopefully this is just because we are playing in bot lobbies or some other issue with how the tech preview works. If that is how it'll work in the actual game, I think that's really bad. XP should definitely be earned for completing matches, and especially for performing well. To me, that's the heart of a good multiplayer progression system. Performing well should always equal more progression. One last thing is about Spartan Customization and how they look overall. While I think the armor itself looks good, it's really dirty and it has no option to make it look clean. They really went overboard with the dirt, scratches, and the wear and tear on the armor. Even the legendary armor coatings that you can see in the armor hall don't get rid of the dirtiness. I hope we have the ability to make our Spartans look clean in the official release. One final criticism, and then I'll talk about a few bugs I experienced, is that I would really like to be able to select my own colors, and I've heard the arguments in favor of armor coats, but I would still like to have the option to select basic primary and secondary colors for my Spartan. Finally, the few bugs I experienced included my weapons sometimes just disappearing when I dropped them on the ground, and it seemed like they were maybe falling through the ground. Another bug I experienced was all of my kills not counting towards challenge progress, but this only happened in one of my matches. And finally, I'm not sure if this is a bug, but I don't know how to use XP boosts and I couldn't find them anywhere in the menus or options. Also, please unban me from Halo 5. That's all I've got for this video. If you want to be notified when I put out videos in the future, be sure to subscribe. You're also helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day. If you're here today, have a great Friday and a great weekend. And as always, thanks for watching.